Oh! This is a Yokohama V601, and you might be wondering, just is this actually a good tire? I know who you are. I know the kind of person that's watching this video, okay?
Okay.
I've been there. Here's the person that I think is watching this. I might stereotype you a little bit. You're out there and you're looking to buy a set of tires, but hear me say, you may have spent a time or two at a local autocross event. You said to yourself, you know what? I too want a grippy tire, because God forbid I actually run the tires that I already have, because I believe I need the best tires possible out there. So you go out there, you start doing some research, you browse Reddit, and you find the Yokohama Advan. You find the Yokohama name, the golden era of 200 treadwear tire, except for the fact that you're not racing your race car. You are autocrossing probably your daily driver, and you're trying to find a tire that can kind of sort of do it all. Now, the Advan Apex V601 has come out in 2020. It's been out for a few years now, and a lot of people have started to pick these up for that very reason. It's a track-ish tire that can do a couple other things sort of really well, but is it actually worth the price? You're probably comparing this to a Falcon FK510. You might even be comparing it to a Continental DWS 06 or the Extreme Contact Sport 02, or dare I say, you are comparing it to the golden child, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Now, in this video today on Martini Works Unboxed, I'm gonna walk you through all of it. I'm gonna walk you through the tire, I'm gonna walk you through what's hype, what's real, and of course, if this is actually worth picking up or not. And on top of that, if you end up getting wheels from MartiniWorks.com, we will actually mount and balance these for free on the wheels and ship them to your door, so that all you have to do is install them yourself. Now, I am a little bit of a tire nerd. I love tires in the way that I think everybody should. I would crack a rubber joke, but I'm not 18 anymore. But I will say good rubbers, they save your life and they'll actually save your pocketbook. And Yokohama is looking out for folks like us, okay? The first things to keep in mind with this tire specifically is you're gonna see a couple different little tread patterns going on. We're gonna walk through the technology of this tire first. You're gonna see that it's got 3 good old channels here so that you can actually get rid of what we would call water. Any sort of rain issues aren't really gonna be a big problem with the V601. Now, I will say, it's not necessarily the best in the rain when it's cold. This tire does like it to be a little bit warmer. If you're playing in spaces that are under 40 degrees, you're not gonna have the best of time with this. Even though this is a 280 treadwear, really the V601 is gonna shine in places where you're gonna see more sun than snow. Definitely not a winter tire, but it can handle rain, it can handle the cold in small doses, and it can handle a little bit of inclement weather. I'll say it can do it relatively well. You're actually gonna notice it kind of carries a little bit of design element from the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, which is actually what a lot of people compare this tire to. It's a pretty good comparable tire. Now, the second thing that you're gonna notice is what you see over here is a little bit different than what you see over here. They're gonna use a different shoulder design for the outside of the tire. And the reason for this is they want this side over here to be nice and steady for you, particularly this nice big center rib design. It's gonna help you with high speed driving. It's gonna help you with staying consistent. It's gonna feel comfortable and nice and planted. You're only gonna see a little bit here breaking into that so that it can actually help dissipate either heat, block movement, or rain. But on this side, you're gonna see a much different design. That design is gonna be the bit and piece that you're gonna probably heat up a little bit more than something over here as you're turning into corners. This is using a very specific compound that people have started to love. A lot of people will report if you're running these on an autocross or on a track day, they love the way the sidewall feels on the V601. It feels incredible. It doesn't roll over itself, and what I mean by that is that this doesn't give as much as some of the competitor tires out there. And I don't mean to talk poorly about the Falcon, because the Falcon is a really good tire as well, but a lot of people put this dollar for dollar next to it, and the sidewall on this one is a little bit better than what you would see on a Falcon. Even playing with it with my super big muscles I got here, it doesn't stretch. If you're trying to buy this to stretch your wheels, first off, you can't do it with this one. You're gonna have to switch tires. Not really one that I would recommend it for. Now, this one specifically, outside of the technology, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening on the inside of this tire that's gonna help keep it quiet and is gonna help evaporate any sort of heat that it does pick up along the way. I can say just right off of the gate, this is gonna be a really well-made tire as well. Yokohama's been in the business for a very long time. They know how to make a good tire. They've been more track-oriented than not, which has kind of played a role in their dominance in terms of autocross events and just grassroots racing. I've never really spoken to a lot of people that have said that they haven't enjoyed their Yokohama tire tire purchase. And with that said, these ones specifically come with a warranty as well. If that's something big for you, especially since it's on your daily driver, it might matter. It's 25,000 miles, which is actually a really good tire warranty for a tire that's kind of built for a street-ish track setup. It is a 12,500 mile warranty if you run a staggered setup with these things. Now you might be wondering, Alex, how much does something like this cost? Well, you're gonna see diameters pretty much from 17 up to 21 inches, which is a pretty wide range. And you're gonna see most of this stuff come to 225 in the 17s on the small side. And then if you go all the way up to the 20 inch, you can get up to, I believe, it is a 305, and then in the 19s you can actually get it in a 325 series tire. So this is gonna cover you pretty much for GTRs, R8s, Ferraris, Glorias, E46s, S2000s, pretty much everything in the mix. The 17 sizes are actually very, very nice, and the size selection has made this a very popular tire as well. So if you got a funky tire size that you need for your car, chances are the V601 has it. But in terms of price, you're gonna be paying about 600 bucks for a set of 4 if you're looking at something in the 17-inch sizes. And then if you get up to like the 20-inch, it's gonna cost you around $1,600 a set. Not terrible, but definitely not a cheap tire either. We would probably classify this one as like a tier 2 or tier 3 tire. Probably a tier 2 because it is a very good tire. It's not the cheapest, but it's also not the most expensive. So, what are the transparent pros and cons of getting this tire? Well, first things first, you do need to get this thing up to temp to really get the full use out of the tire. If you are planning to occasionally make your way to a track to spend some time out there to get some laps in, this is gonna be an awesome tire for you. I'm gonna say that if you're just trying to say that you could go to the track and you never go to the track, probably not the right tire for you. You are buying some technology that you're only gonna see the value of if your car gets out onto the track. If it's not getting out there, the likelihood of you using everything that's in this V601 is not gonna happen, which means it kind of brings it to one of the other issues. Once it does get up to temp, if it gets overheated, it does have a tendency to wear through a little bit faster. It's not terrible, but it is noticeable, and it's gonna be the difference between something like a Michelin PS4S or a Continental ECS02 in comparison to the Yokohama V601. Now, the less sidewall rollover I talked about is gonna make it so that you can't really stretch these things. The FK510, the comparable I keep using, it does have a little bit more of that sidewall flex than the Yokohama, if that matters for you. And then finally, it doesn't, again, really like the cold weather. They're gonna say that it can, and you can obviously get it in the rain, sure, it's not a big deal. But in terms of ice or anytime it's gonna get below freezing, these things are gonna be like hockey pucks. And so the only reason I bring that up is because we know a lot of folks in Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Midwest, because that's where we're from. And when we ship out wheels and tires in the winter time, because that's what we do here at Martini Works, every once in a while I'll see somebody buy something like this, and it's January and they plan on installing it on their car to go run around and drive because there's no snow. Really important for you guys to know, and for everybody to know out there, temperature is a huge deal on tires like these, and they can really put you in a bad predicament if you think that just because it's got these channels that means it can handle the cold weather. That's not the case. Design-wise, it's a gorgeous tire. I do wish there was a little bit more of like some sauce on the sidewall of these tires. Really all you're getting is the Yokohama, then you see the Apex V601, you got your normal tire size, things like that. But I have become a little bit of a picky boy when it comes down to sidewall, because I do like it when it's got, you know, a little bit of design, it's got a little bit of sauce on it. I know the tire nerds out there are gonna be like, oh, Alex, you shouldn't care about how a tire looks, you should care about how a tire feels. Okay, Lars, chill, okay? I like it when a tire also has a little bit of design to it. The only thing outside of it that I do like is it does say Advan right on the top, which is pretty cool. And I will say, if you were to take all of the hype out of the Yokohama brand, which it does have a good amount of hype, and ask yourself, is the V601 a good tire? I can confidently say, yes, it is. Is it worth the price? It absolutely is. Does it come with a lot of really great tire sizes that are gonna accommodate mostly everything out there? It absolutely will. In terms of price, is it the best budget tire? No, there's gonna be other options that are probably a little bit more affordable, like the 510, or even going into something like a Nexen SU1 that might get you more money back in your pocket if you're not going to go to the track on the weekends. The 510 is gonna get you by. If you want something a little bit above that, this one right here, the 601, is gonna be that next step. If you want something even better than this, you're gonna be jumping into a Continental ECS02. And if you want something even better than that, you're probably gonna be jumping into the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Now, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S that's compared to this tire all the time is not always objectively better in very specific elements. You're gonna see this online. I'm telling you guys the truth. People are gonna say this was just as good, if not faster than the PS4S, and that's true. But again, this tire can do certain things really, really well. Its only weakness is in that rain and ice. And where the PS4S can really start to shine through on that performance is actually getting you to and from the racetrack when it is raining or when it is cold. So I just want to be honest with that. That's really the only thing that we've heard. When we've driven on these, we've absolutely loved them. They grip up really well. They heat up very nicely. And I don't really have anything bad to say about it. But you guys will have to let us know what you think about this tire. And of course, if you're looking for them, you can actually go snag them over at martiniworks.com. If this is the month of November, we're doing homie hookups for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're only doing the good deals. We're not doing a million of them, which means that if you actually need to pick something up, we'd be happy to help you out. We're a huge supplier for work, gram lights, stage, things like that. We'd love to help you. And of course, if you have questions on this tire or you want to see us review another tire, just let us know. That's what the comments are there for. I'm Alex Martini. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.